Let's now answer the question of this student. I am married for 1 year and 4 months. At the beginning of 2022, I saw a flirting message of my husband with a woman that he used to relate himself with. At the beginning, he would just fight with me because I had opened his cell phone. Later, we agreed that this was not a behavior that we could accept. And we decided to go on with our marriage. Again, I caught him in a conversation with another former relationship that he had. This time, a girlfriend. And it was not what we agreed before. And he fought again with me because I opened his cell phone. Your husband has a behavior that is typical to one who is committing a mistake. The one who is committing a mistake to take the spotlights out of them. They want to point out the mistake of the other person, which in your case is not even a mistake because you are his wife and you have all the right to have access to his cell phone. Isn't it? Actually, not only right to have access to his cell phone once you are husband and wife, one flash, if necessary, to have access to the time that wherever you want, but there is a history of bad behavior. That at the beginning of this year, he exchanged messages in the street once with another woman. So you have more than reason to have doubts in regards to this. But his strategy is to complain with you that, let's say, you invaded his privacy, which does not exist. Privacy in marriage does not exist. Unfortunately, those who accept this idea, it's my privacy, I have right for my privacy, you cannot touch my phone because it's my privacy. So it means that I can wash your pants, I can see the dirt in your pants, but I cannot see what you're doing on your phone. So this privacy is a little unfair, don't you think? So don't fall into this, woman, neither you, man, husband, wife, on this cheap talk, on this modern talk, my privacy. Of course, a healthy relationship, rarely you need to check the phone of each other. Rarely. Because if there is trust, transparency, if there's no reason for you to be concerned about the other person, there's no reason for you to check their phone. But it's not something healthy for you to put a password on your phone and your partner to not have access to that password. Or if your partner gets your phone and you get upset. If you have nothing to hide, why are you so bothered? And you know that. And your husband, dear student, knows that as well. But he changes the focus to you. And unfortunately, you have been falling to it. Apparently, has been working. She says, again, I saw a conversation with another lady. I went to speak to him, and he only fought with me because I opened his phone. As he was upset, I did not go on with that conversation, and I said for us to talk later. Okay, maybe you have had the wisdom, depending on the level of sadness of his, maybe that could turn into an aggression, so you decided to not excite that feeling. But it does not mean that you were solved. You were supposed to talk to him later. I felt very offended. Much more because in the moment that I questioned him, I asked if he had spoken to his former girlfriend, and he said no. And when I said that I saw it, he came to tell another story, which means he said more than I saw it, and that he was deleting the message, lying more than I thought. How can I move on? Let me tell you something, students that are following us at this moment. I'm gonna tell you something with a lot of sincerity. If I had exchanged messages with another woman, either a former girlfriend from the past or whoever it may be, an indecent message with another woman, and had lied to Christiane in regards to that, look, I would not be in the dog's house The dog's house will be a privilege for me. I will be suffering serious consequences that most probably will include separation and even end of our marriage. And I don't say that because Christiane is angry, but because this is the mutual understanding that we have between us both. The same is on my side. If I caught something of this nature in her phone, indiscreet messages, and hidden by lies, this wouldn't go well. It wouldn't go well in the sense of it wouldn't be able to go on with this marriage. And the Word of God says, David, the psalmist, says on Psalm 101 the following, "He who works deceit shall not dwell within my house. He who tells lies shall not continue in my presence." Which means, in other words, it's not possible to keep a relationship with one who lies. As simple as that. It's not possible. The liar cannot keep a relationship with anyone because they will betray, deceive, they will stab their back, and even worse things than that. And the greatest problem here, student, is that your husband, at the beginning of the marriage, that happened once, and now he repeated again. At the beginning of the marriage, he had this type of behavior. There was no consequence. Okay, let's say that you gave him a warning. I don't want this anymore. I don't accept this. But he repeated on his mistake. Now it comes the moment of the consequence. Stop on crying around, on you being upset or offended. This is not a consequence. On you fighting, this is not a consequence. Consequence is for him to lose something. For him to lose you for a moment, for a time, for him to lose this communion with you, and to have the conscience that he can lose the marriage is a consequence. I'm not saying finish it, divorce, but he has to lose something, because up until now, the only one who seems to be losing, it's you. He's turning the spotlight towards you. He's complaining about his privacy that was invaded. He gets upset and tells you to stop demanding from him. And out of the blue, he's all okay, and you are the wrong one. So you are the one losing, and he keeps on going with this old, very old strategy. This strategy to turn the accusation to the accuser. So you need to give consequences to your husband. He needs to arrive there in your house and to not find you. Not because you went to the nightclub, but because you left or you changed the lock of the door, or you did something for him to realize that you simply will not accept it. There's no more crying. There's no baby please. There is consequence. What he needs to understand is that there are consequences to this type of behavior. And as long as he does not change his character, because your husband has a bad character, he lies to you, he's a womanizer, he has a bad character. So if he does not understand that he has a problem, and to recognize that, and to stop on justifying himself, stop on turning the accusation to you, the spotlight to you, oh, you invaded my privacy, this is nonsense, you are jealous. As long as he does not recognize it, and he says, it's true, I have a problem, I want you and the others, I recognize that I'm wrong, I committed a mistake, I deceived, I lied, and I have a problem, and I need to change, I will seek for help, and I'll work to build up your trust again. Anything under that, it's not good enough. He would do it again. And you will be preparing yourself for worse things ahead. So, student, what you need to be is firm, is to not be afraid. You cannot be afraid. Because there's still a chance for you to change that, because it's at the beginning of the marriage. But if you tolerate this now, the situation will get way worse later on.
10 reasons to take part in the love therapy. 10. Overcome traumas.
Coming to the love therapy helped me to understand that the situations that my family went through, I didn't have to go through them.
9. Understand boundaries.
I understood that how a relationship is meant to be, how everyone has a role, and if you don't play that role right, then your relationship would basically just be non-existent.
8. Learn to value yourself.
The love therapy taught me to value myself, not to just give myself away to anyone, not to settle for less.
7. Learn about intelligent love.
Coming to the love therapy was like a chance to know what real love looks like.
6. Use reason over emotion.
In the love therapy, I learned to be intelligent and to think before I act. When I came to the love therapy, I learned that it's my head above my heart. I have to use my head. I have to use intelligent faith. I learned to love intelligently.
5. Better relationships with others.
I'm a better daughter, I'm a better cousin, I'm a better friend. I've learned so much through the love therapy.
4. Prepare yourself before dating.
It will help me to date myself so that I can make myself ready to date someone else.
3. Become a better husband and wife.
For me, the love therapy helped me now in my marriage, where I learned how to build a foundation in our relationship, in a sense of communicating, learning to speak to each other, how to resolve issues.
2. Believe in love.
I didn't believe in the love, and I discovered that my life could change in the love therapy.
1. Bulletproof your relationship.
Open my vision to recognize that if I take the right steps and make the right choices, I can have a successful marriage.
The Love Therapy, every Thursday at 8 p.m. at 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, London, N4 3NX. Also at selected locations across the country. You can find out more by calling us on 020 7686 6000.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment, and share. See you next time.